Welcome back to a game of Fangs and Thrones. My name's Hannah, and this is a weekly reading vlog. We are starting this on a Tuesday rather than a Monday because yesterday I just had really bad Sunday scaries, even though it was a Monday. But you know that feeling where you just dread and you're scared of what the week will happen and you're just really worried about things. Well, that happened to me last night and I just didn't really want to do anything. I couldn't pick up the camera, I didn't do any uni, but I did make progress in this chunker, which is Empire of the Vampire by J. Christoph. I think I gave a brief synopsis of this in the last week's vlog, but in case you didn't see that, this follows a world where for the last 27 years the sun hasn't risen, and that has allowed vampires to come out of the shadows and start building their empire. So that's what they've been doing, and as obviously vampires are apex predators, humans have just become their thralls, their slaves, and they live in fear of these vampires. So in comes Gabriel, you wanted to say Gabrielle, but Gabe and the Silver Saints, who aren't as holy as their name suggests. The Silver Saints are half vampire, half mortal men, and they have made it their holy mission to eradicate the vampires. So it's not all suns and rainbows, because being half vampire themselves, the Silver Saints are afflicted by the curse of vampirism. They do need vampire blood, they do have the thirst. So Gabe battles with that on a almost daily basis, and he is giving me Geralt from The Witcher vibes, probably just because they're both gruff warrior types who don't really say a lot. They're a little bit arsey, but they are good at what they do, so people give them a little bit of a pass. I think I mentioned this in the last vlog as well, but this is giving me maybe 4.75 star vibes. It is good, I am enjoying it, but because it is told in a conversational style, I do keep getting pulled out of the story, and we have at least three timelines going on. We have the first timeline, which is like the present day timeline, where Gabe is talking to another vampire who has been tasked to get Gabe's history. So that is the main present day timeline. Then we have a timeline set way in the past, when Gabe is training to be a Silver Saint, when he's going through his initiation with the monks. That part is very religion based. It doesn't have a specific religion, but it does feel very Western, very Christianity based. So we have that timeline, and then we have another timeline which is somewhere in the middle of the training and the capture. So there are three timelines, and because it is conversational, we are all getting this from Gabe's point of view, which isn't bad. In it, you don't have to have a likeable narrator to like the book, because Gabe is quite unlikable, but he's kind of likable because he's unlikable. I don't know, I like him. But because it is conversational, if Gabe mentions something that needs explanation, the historian, whose name I conveniently forget, I think it's French based, he will ask Gabe to explain it. So Gabe will explain it, and then dive right back into where he was before in his timeline, in his narrative. But it does pull me out of the story, and because we are dealing with at least 3 different timelines, it does take me a while to remember which part of the story we are in. But saying that, everything else is really well done. I have read the Illuminati Files by J. Christoph and Amy Kaufman, and I did really enjoy that. So even though it is a bigger book, it is still quite accessible. I'm finding it really easy to read, obviously aside from those breaks in the storyline where it takes me, if you are used to reading conversational stories, that might not be as big of a problem for you, but for me it pulls me out and it takes me a while to get back in. But I am enjoying it, because I had major Sunday scaries last night, and there have been a couple of things about work that I haven't been truly enjoying, and for the sake of my own mental health, because I've been in jobs where I don't like it, and I have applied for another job in a different organisation, a different company, but I'm not going to get my hopes up. It would be nice if I applied, but I think this particular role is going to have a lot of people applying for it, so wish me luck. If I get it, and if I'm allowed to tell you guys, I will let you guys know, but for the meantime we are just slugging away in an IT role. And don't get me wrong, it is a good role, it's just not for me, and there are a couple too many little niggly things that have just gone too far for me personally, and I don't like it anymore. But that's that. We'll start uni work tonight, because I have to, and then I'll probably just read for the rest of the night and speak to you guys tomorrow, because even though this is a quick read, I don't think I'll be able to finish it tonight. Hopefully I'll be able to finish it this week and get started on the rest of the TBR. But Game of TBR is back. Go check that video out if you haven't already seen it. But yeah, don't know what else to update you guys on, so I'm just gonna leave this here. Hi guys, just popping in to say I've started something different, or should I say restarted. I'm just like this because I have been working from home, as a lot of us are, and I decided, because I'm not going anywhere, it's probably a good idea to use that gym membership that I pay for and haven't touched. So I booked myself in for a body pump class that starts at 6, so I'm going to leave the house at 4:45 to get to the gym for just about 5:30, get myself ready and whatnot, and find out where I'm going in the gym, because it's in a room I haven't been in. But reading update, I'm on page 692 of Empire the Vampire, and I've just come across one of the twists, and it was kind of an inevitable twist. Kind of knew what was coming, or at least I did, but when it was revealed I could see the points, but still good. It's still unfortunately only a 4.75, just because the points I raised earlier are still enough to pull me too much out of the story to give it a 5-star. But for the first book of 2022, it's not a bad read at all, and I would thoroughly recommend it to anybody who is, well, it is an adult fantasy, so just be wary of that going in. There are vampires, so there are mentions of blood. There is blood magic. So, and drinking, and I don't think there's sexual abuse, but like I say, I'm not a lot actually triggers me. So if you are sensitive to any potential topics, I would look at Goodreads or see if there is a trigger warning list somewhere. I'm sure there will be. It's just none of the topics covered in that book are particularly I'm particularly sensitive to, so I don't tend to notice them. But that's it for, I think that's it for this little update. I'm probably not going to vlog in the gym because I don't know what I'm doing and I want to pay attention. And I'll be a sweaty mess. So you'll have that to look forward to when I finish the class. So I'm going to fill up my water bottle, make sure I've got everything for the gym, and sit and read until about 1:45, and then head out. Hi guys, so I'm back. I have showered and I'm in my jammies, but I did finish Emperor of the Vampire. So my thoughts are still the same for what they have been since I started. 4.75. I really enjoyed it, but because of the conversationalist style of writing, and the not so much the multiple timelines, because I could deal with that, but the abruptness of the interview style, where a vampire would ask where Gabe would say something and the vampire would be like, well, explain that as to a child. And so that pulled me out of the story, and every time that happened, it took me a while to get back into whichever timeline we were dealing with. But I did really enjoy it. I think I mentioned either yesterday or in last week's vlog that Gabe really reminds me of Geralt, which isn't a bad thing, because I do really like The Witcher. He has that same sort of tough guy exterior with the warm salted caramel chocolatey centre when you get into it, and he does care. Doesn't look like he cares, but he does, deep down, very deep down. And I did write a review. I'm not going to be using the Copile system going forward, because that gave me like so many 5 stars that, looking back on it, probably shouldn't have been. But by the by, that's just, we'll put that on learning curve. I've told you my writing system before, but we'll go through it anyway. 1 star, terrible, normally a DNF. 2 stars, I managed to finish it. There was something intriguing, but it wasn't a very good book for me. 3 star, it was fine. Enjoyed it. It was fun. 4, I really enjoyed it. Probably would continue with the series if it was a series, or look at books by the same author. 5 star, self-explanatory. I loved it. Need more. Can't find fault with it. So, other than the little niggly bit about the writing choice, the writing style, I did really enjoy Emperor of Vampire. 4.75. And to carry on the theme of grimdark books, I think I'm going to go read about Stalkers now. Hi guys, so it's Thursday. Where has the week gone? I'm just sorting some stuff out, but I'll sign back into YouTube because I changed the password for that account. Anyway, sort that out in a minute. I've started reading You by Caroline Kepnes. This is obviously the book that the Netflix show was based on, and so far I'm loving it. I can't help but feel for Jo, but I'm on chapter 4. But if you didn't know, if you haven't seen the Netflix show, You, when I catch up, You is the story of Joe Goldberg, who is just your average, everyday kind of guy. But then, and he works in a bookshop. But then one day, aspiring writer Guinevere Beck walks into that shop, and Joe's instantly smitten. He wants her. So he does what anybody would do and starts stalking her. But this is told in second person, so it actually starts. This isn't a spoiler because this is like the first line. You walk into the bookstore, so you actually feel that you are Beck, and yes, he does kind of invade her privacy, but at the same time, you kind of do feel sorry for him at the time as well. It's a weird old scenario, but it is quite addictive. He is quite graphic. It is adult, but this is going to be a guilty pleasure series, I can tell. If I didn't already mention it, Empire Vampire fits the prompt for read at home, and you is a Sean pick. So we'll have that. I got back into my laptop, well, my YouTube account. Not that there was a problem with it, I just needed to reset the password. So now it is time to upload my I have my TBR, so it'll be the haul and then the wrap up for next week, so I'll just do that now while I'm watching various YouTube videos and reading and just chilling, because today was a hard one, but we're going to be positive. Hi guys, so it's Sunday. I completely forgot to vlog on Friday, but it is what it is. And I finished You by Caroline Katniss. This video has been from vampires to serial killers to probably magic keys, because I think I'm going to read Lock and Key next. But if you don't know, You is the story of Joe Goldberg, who is a charming, very smart guy who falls in love with Beck, Guinevere Beck, who wanders into his bookshop one day, and they just happen to have these also convenient meetings. But what Beck doesn't realise is that Joe is a stalker, but because the whole thing is told from Joe's perspective, he kind of feels sorry for him in a lot of ways, and it does almost rationalise his thoughts and actions, even though you know he's going to do something wrong. You still feel sorry for him and root for him, even though he's technically the bad guy. But Beck isn't squeaky clean either. She comes across as very manipulative and almost sly. But I did really enjoy it. I actually finished it really early on Saturday evening, so I had nothing to read for the rest of the day. But I'm home now, and in case you couldn't tell, I'm going to give You 5 stars. So that's my first 5-star read of the year, and hopefully not the only one. So I will be reading Lock and Key next. Lock and Key is a graphic novel series by Joe Hill and Gabrielle Rodriguez, following the story of the Lock kids who move into Lovecraft, I think it's called, their father's familial estate after he's murdered brutally, or at least that's what it goes in the show. And they find these keys that do magical and wondrous things. So it is still early, so I'll probably just read that while this uploads and come back to you. So bye for now. vlog up to this point, and I've started the, I don't know if it's not going to focus, but I've started uploading the wrap up for December that I'll go up on Friday. I finished Lock and Key, so it's the perfect time for me to finish this vlog, but I gave this 5 out of 5 stars. I absolutely loved it. It's not for everyone because it is quite a dark storyline and the art is quite graphic in places, but it's not too bad, and I will be continuing on with the series because I have the second one on my graphic novel pile, selection, whatever you want to call it. So that's it. So that's what, 3 books this week? Well, I know I'm calling this vlog already, but from vampires to stalkers to magic keys. I think that tells you about my reading tastes, doesn't it? But that's it for this video. I've had one 4.75 read, which could have easily been a 5-star if the writing style was different, and 2 5 stars. It's not a bad start to the year at all. But that's it for this video. Hit that like button if you liked it, and hit that subscribe button if you want to see this, talk about these, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!